Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Sadguru Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, राम हरे हरे, तुलसी को यहाँ पे पूर्ण तुलसी
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
It's 8 o'clock.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna. Prabhuji Sarmata is under Pranam. Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. So let me read it. One of the important words. So there is no discrimination. This verse says about no discrimination to perform a devotional service. Bhagavatam 3:33-6. Yannamadheya Shravananukirtanat Yat Prahavad Yat Smaranadapi Kvachit Swadopi Sadhya Savanaya Kalpate Uta Punaste Bhagavanu Darshanat. Bhagavanu Darshanat. Very, very important verse. Yannamadheya Shravananukirtanat Yat Prahvanad Yat Smaranad api kvachit Swadopi Sadhya Savanaya Kalpate Bhuta Punaste Bhagavan No darshanat. Bhagavatam 333, 6. Third canto, 33 chapter, 6 verse. What is that meaning? Even if a devotee comes from a family of dog eaters, Chandala, then if he surrenders to the personality of Godhead, he immediately becomes a qualified Brahmana and is immediately fit to perform yajna. Whereas a person born in a family of Brahmanas has to wait until completing the reformatory process before he may be called samskrita, purified. That means the Brahmanical samskaras has to give to that particular person who took birth in Brahmanas. A person who is not purified by the prescribed process of samskara is called asamskrita. But if one remains kriyahina even after being purified by initiation, in other words, if one fails to actually apply the principles of purity in his life, he remains an unpurified mlacha or yavana. On the other hand, on the other hand, so Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur here. On the other hand, we find that Haridas Thakur, although born in a Mlacha or Yavana family, Mohammedan family, became Namacharya Haridas Thakur because he performed the Nama Yajna a minimum of 300,000, 3 lakhs times every day. So this purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antilila 3:124. So the devotees remember that. So the power of holy name, and there is no which family the person took birth, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If he adopt the principles of devotional life, he is a Brahmana. He's a Brahmana. So here Mohammedan family, Ardas Thakur from Blacha and Yavana family, Yavana's family. It's very downgraded and degraded people. They always eat meat, liquor, all the bad qualities. But in that family also, if a person take this process of Krishna consciousness, is the best and is a worshipable. That's a thing. So adopt the principles of Krishna consciousness. There is no even SC, ST. There are castes in this. In India, right? SC, ST, BC, OC, OBC, different reservations. If a person practice Krishna consciousness in any of this caste system, that person is a Brahmana. There is no, that's why Prabhupada always, this Krishna consciousness, ISKCON is open for all. Even Christian can come and practice devotional life. Mohammedan can come, SC, ST, BC, anybody. No caste, creed, gender, no differentiation. This is for all. That's a beauty. That's a Krishna consciousness. It's open for all. Right? So, thank you. Let's begin with Mangalacharana prayers and we'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karati Vachalam Pangam Langayate Giri Netrupatamahanda Shri Guru Devatara Paramanandamada Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram Om Apavitra Pavitrova Sarvavasammato Piva Yes Maret Pundari Kaksham Sabhya Bhyantaram Suchi Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu. So Bhagavata Subodhini, right? So let me share. 1 second, Mata. Just. Let us again read this 35. Okay. Krishna is giving solution. Raju Prabhu read also. 35. Krishna's solution to
Hare Krishna,
control the.
Prabhuji.
Okay.
Krishna's solution: control the mind by practice. Control the mind by practice and detachment. Asamsayam Mahabhavo, O mighty armored one, it is undoubtedly Mano Durni Graham Kalam Chalam. Mano Durni Graham Chalam. Very difficult to curb the restless mind. Abhyasena to Kaunteya. But O Arjuna, by suitable and repeated practice, Vairagyena cha grihayate. And by detachment, one can control the mind. 36. Krishna's conclusion: mind control is must for yoga. For one whose mind is uncontrolled, self-relation is difficult. But it is possible for one whose mind is controlled and who endeavors by appropriate means. Note point: yoga practice without controlling the mind from material enjoyment is waste of time, like trying to ignite fire while pouring water on it. The yogis who control their mind and give up their propensities for material enjoyment perfect their yoga and finally attain the liberation. Linking verse: having heard from Krishna that one should endeavor to control the mind in the practice of yoga, Arjuna became inquisitive to know what happens to someone who fails to continue his endeavor in the yoga practice. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. See, the ultimate purpose of yoga is to control the mind. The first, right? Krishna's conclusion: mind control is a must for yoga. Unless mind control, there is no question of progression. Right. So yeah, let us go through this section. Mataji, Samyukta Mataji, like to read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavat Pranam. 37 to 45. The destination of an unsuccessful yogi. Arjuna's inquiry about the fate of a fallen yogi. O Krishna, if one takes up yoga with faith but fails to continue on the path due to his unsteady mind and thus does not attain perfection, what would be his destination? Doesn't he fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a raven cloud? I see no one but you who can dispel this doubt. 3 paths. Self-realization is sought by the path of knowledge, Jnana Yoga, by the practice of the eightfold system, Ashtanga Yoga, or by devotional service unto Lord Krishna, Bhakti Yoga. In each of these processes, one has to realize the constitutional position of the living entity, his relationship with God, Sambandha, and the activities whereby he can re-establish the lost link, Abdheya, and achieve the highest stage of love of God or Krishna consciousness, Prayojana. Material success is to attain higher planets like heavens for better enjoyment. Spiritual success is to attain the supreme spiritual realm, because Lord Krishna is the perfect knower of past, present, and future.
Yeah, read this one.
Yes, Prabhuji. Out of these 3, Bhakti Yoga is the best path because it is the most direct method of God realization, as Krishna will describe in the further chapters of the Gita. All other paths ultimately have to culminate in Bhakti Yoga. Following any of these methods, one is sure to reach the supreme goal sooner or later. Lord Krishna asserted this in 2.40. Even a little endeavor on the transcendental path offers a great hope for deliverance. Here, Arjuna's question is meant to reconfirm Krishna's statement in 2.40. Now Krishna explains. Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, this one. 40 also read. Okay, then.
Okay, Prabhuji. No misfortune, O Arjuna, who is engaged in auspicious activities, Kalyanakrit, does not meet with restriction or misfortune, Durgatim, either in attaining spiritual goals or in material goals. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for it. So 3 paths. Out of 3 paths, which is the best? Haribol? Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Which is the best?
Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga, Prabhuji.
Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is the best path. Why?
Yes, Prabhuji.
This is the answer.
Direct method, Prabhuji.
Direct
This is
method of realization.
And again, Krishna, again, see, ultimately one has to come to the Bhakti Yoga in order to go back home, back to God. See, that's what this is a statement means. All other paths ultimately have to culminate in Bhakti Yoga. See, even if you are practicing Ashtanga Yoga, some material motives, some material desires, no use. Even though you are enjoying or you have controlling power, all the Ashtasiddhi you have, what is the meaning of unless you perform Bhakti? You may have a lot of powers, but no use. So Bhakti Yoga, ultimately all other paths has to come to the stage of Bhakti Yoga and perform Bhakti, do surrender services to Supreme Lord and go back home, back to God. That's the thing.
Prabhuji, so like lot of Babas are there during Kumbh Mela, right? So many Babas are there.
Correct.
So those are comes under Ashtanga Yoga or Bhakti Yoga?
They Bhakti Yoga only. I'm sorry. Ashtanga Yoga, they have different practice. Ashtanga, not Bhakti Yogas.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Multiple faiths there. Some practices, some sitting in meditation, different paths, but not Bhakti. Different Babas.
Prabhuji, one doubt, Prabhuji. Actually, here it is telling that in 2.40, the Svalpam Apamasya Dharmasya, that one, right? So if you do little endeavor in the transcendent path, so it will be a great hope for deliverance. But in the previous, he is telling that if you do without controlling the senses, if you do anything in this path, it will be waste of time. Prabhupada tells, this one and this one, which is like so if you
Waste
if you
of
do
waste of time in Ashtasiddhi if it is not leading to the path of Bhakti. So here 240, what is saying? Whatever you perform in this path, what is the transcendental path means Bhakti Yoga only. Yeah, Bhakti Yoga only. But if you do little endeavor, so continue. It will carry on in your life after life, wherever you stop. It starts from there. Neha Vikram Nashosti, Swalpam Apyasa Dharmase, Trayata Mahatopaya. Trayata Mahatopaya. So there is no loss and diminution. And see, whatever we are performing, now we are reading. It's eternal bank balance. We are depositing eternal bank balance. It continues forever. And it never lost. Never lost.
Prabhuji, I think Raju Prabhu's question is that, so in above this it said if you are not controlling your mind, right? Because see, your desires, I don't think so in this life we can totally vanish or clean from the desires, right? Or the sense gratification. It maybe we can control 80%, but 20% would be always there.
Correct. Again, you have to perform. You have to come back and others thing. Unless desireless only. Desire for Krishna is very good. But if you have some material desire, still you want to enjoy, then again you have to come back. So 239, what is saying? What Prabhupada is saying? You said something, no? 239, BG 239. Let me see. 1 second. Before that, 1 second. I'm checking in mobile. 239. Adena, that verse only. Yes, Prabhu. That is different one, no? 239. Haribol. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. 239 is 240, right? Prabhuji, Neha Vikram. 240. 239. What the question you said? 239 previous verse. You said something, no? No, not previous verse, Prabhuji. And if you go up a little up, so here only means
నాట్
Ah.
230.
Ah.
యాక్చువల్లీ మై డౌట్ ప్రభుజీ, నా డౌట్ అంటే తెలుగులో అడుగుతున్నా ప్రభుజీ. అంటే కొంచెం చేసినా కూడా ఈ భక్తి అంటే ఈ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ పాత్రలో కొంచెం చేసినా కూడా అది చాలా బెనిఫిట్ అవుతుందని చెప్తారు. బట్ ఎట్ ద సేమ్ టైం ఏమంటారంటే వితౌట్, అంటే ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు చేసినప్పుడు వితౌట్ కంట్రోలింగ్ యువర్ సెన్సెస్, రైట్? సో ఇఫ్ యూర్ డూయింగ్ ఎనీ సాధన, so it is waste of time like that. So which is, I mean, which we need to follow, Prabhuji? Means whether we need to follow, so it will mean my doubt is like that, Prabhuji.
I got it.
Viraj Prabhuji, shall I add?
Add. Yes, add. Yes.
Prabhuji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says one story of rowing the boat with the anchor down in the water. If you row the boat, but anchor is not lifted up, then it's not of much use, because boat will not move anywhere. Although the person is struggling very hard to doing so much endeavor, hard work, but boat will not move forward because anchor is not lifted up. So similarly, if we have attachment and all these things, we are doing bhakti, but the endeavor is there. We are doing sadhana, but we are not focusing too much. We are just doing on the superficial level. Then it's of not much use. That's what Prabhupada meant to say here.
Then why it is told that in 2.40, even a little endeavor in the transcendental path, it is go for great deliverance. So why it is like a little?
Yeah, because
I understand
little
that
endeavor
part,
is not done, Prabhuji. Krishna doesn't see your endeavor like actions. Krishna always sees the intention behind the actions. So if we do little endeavor very sincerely, although imperfectly, it is of much use. But if we do endeavor superficially, just to show off, but internally we are not doing anything, then it's of not much use. So that's what Prabhupada says.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So endeavor is okay, but with which mood we are doing endeavor, that is more important. Are we doing it very sincerely to the best of our capacity or the availability, or we are just doing superficially to show off, okay, I am also chanting, I am also devotee, I am eating prasad, just to show off the community that I am also a devotee, then it's of not much use. But if we are doing sincerely as the best of our capacity, then little endeavor is also of greater use. That's what it means. But I understand.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Got it. So intention, with intention, if you do little also.
Yeah, because in Krishna consciousness, actions are not that much important. Intention behind the actions are of more importance. So if externally I may wear tilak, dhoti, kantimala, do 16 rounds, follow all the things, but internally my heart is too much impure and I am not doing much to get it purified, sincerity is not there, then Krishna won't like that thing. On the contrary, any person internally is very pure, but externally because of circumstances he could not able to show off. He don't look like devotee. That's why I told now we should never judge anybody among devotees also, because externally we don't know how it's look like. Internally he could be a very, very great person. So only Krishna knows.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Because always it's doubtful for me, Prabhuji.
Little endeavor means we have to put something there. We have to with full heart, right? Same intention behind an action. Again, same. So little endeavor, whatever put it. See, now we are chanting. Sometimes our mind cannot focus. Try to, we know that, oh, my mind is thinking. So we are trying, so intentionally, we are trying, oh, my mind is thinking so many other things. Let me bring it back and focus on the holy name. The effort makes pleasing to Lord. And automatically, it's beneficial. Automatically.
Yeah, for me, same issue, Prabhuji. Every time I wanted to do intention with intense chanting, but every time whenever I close my eyes, it will go somewhere. So is it like same? That means I want to do I want to purify myself.
Yeah, everybody have their own way of doing chant. Somebody close their eyes and nicely focus holy name. Somebody open eyes and thinking about each word, syllable. Fine. It's according to each person's take it up, how you take it up. Okay. So remember that nice point added, Lavish Prabhu. Intention behind an action, little endeavor, whatever little endeavor in devotion service, let us put our heart or mind, then progression makes. Okay, you got the right, you got it. Right? Okay, na, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
So, Sandhya Mata, you want to read this one? Some of
Yes,
the
Prabhu.
verses?
Then 40, I think 40, 40, I think.
40 first. 41.
41. Okay. An unsuccessful yogi who falls after a short practice attains the planets of the Pios and enjoys there for many years. Then he takes birth in the house of righteous or wealthy people. Prapya punya kritam lokan ushitva shashwatiha samaha shuchinam shrimatam gehe yoga brasto vijayate. Some yogis, even though perfected their practice by faith, develop a desire to enjoy and then accept such enjoyment. Example, Saubhari Muni. An unsuccessful yogi who falls after a long practice takes his birth in a family of greatly wise yogis. Certainly, such a birth is rare in this world. Resuming the yoga. In both cases, one revives the divine consciousness of his previous life and strives again, even harder, for complete perfection. He naturally becomes attracted to yogic principles even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive yogi surpasses the ritualistic principles of the scriptures. Examples: King Bharata, who took birth as a deer and then as a Brahmana, Jada Bharata, and perfected is yoga. Attaining perfection. When such a yogi sincerely endeavors for perfection, being washed of all contamination, he ultimately achieves the supreme goal of liberation after many births of practice. 7.28.
Yeah, last section, somebody will read. Thank you. Thank you for reading.
Okay.
See, no loss and diminution, and Krishna says here in these two things, he will take the birth in a good, righteous Brahmanical family who have knowledge about Supreme in that family, or aristocratic. It means so much wealthy person in family in those persons. So both are very rare. It's saying in those families they took birth. If somebody is not continuing or hard stop, suddenly it happens to that person and died. Continuing in this, Krishna, the soul sent to in these two families, and revives the divine consciousness of its previous life and strives again, reviving and striving for complete perfection. Right? So he becomes attracted to yogic principles even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive yogi surpasses the ritualist principles of the scriptures because he already practiced the path. Revival of consciousness. The mercy of Krishna only. Continue. That's why he took birth in aristocratic family or Brahmanical family, educated.
Prabhuji, so after death, immediately they will get birth in such a family, or it will take some time? How it works basically?
Yeah. Immediately takes, the person, because soul, along with soul, super soul travels, mind and intelligence and false uses. Subtle body, all right? So subtle body transforms and immediately possesses. And if the person is sinful person, it may take some time, like some 13 days. If a person, no, they're like this.
So
Some devotee.
they were sometime back somebody told Prabhuji it will take 1 year, something like that.
1 year, see, 1 year, you never know that person how he perform, but immediately, if a devotee is suddenly uh, died, something happened, immediately. See, it doesn't take, of course, I mean, again, each soul is a different, activities they perform based on that, sometimes they would undergo the, that some subtle body has to wait, and what is that? It has to undergo for some punishment, something like. So that will be there. But devotees, see, immediately see quickly. I mean, It finds the right suitable body, suitable family. Paramatma knows where this soul is going to be sent. Multiple theories there, Prabhuji. Again, according to the soul, particular soul's activities performed. It may take 1 year, it may take 13 days. Different things there. But for a devotee, in middle of the things, he suddenly died, and then he immediately possesses the body.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Right. So, attaining perfection, when such a yogi sincerely endeavors for perfection, being washed of all contamination, he ultimately achieves the supreme goal of liberation after many births of practice. So he is the topmost yogi. This is the last section. So let us complete this. Praveen Prabhu, you can go ahead and.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. 46, 47. Bhakti Yogi, the topmost yogi. A yogi is greater than tapasvi, jnani, and karmi. Tapasvi bhayo adhiko yogi. A yogi is greater than the ascetic. ज्ञानी भयो अपि मतो adhikaha. A yogi is greater than the empirist. Karmi bhayas sadhiko yogi. A yogi is greater than the fruity worker. Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yoga. The word yoga means linking with the Supreme. When the linking process is predominantly in fruitive activities, it is called Karma Yoga. When it is predominantly devotional, predominantly empirical and analytical, it is called Jnana Yoga. And when it is predominantly in a devotional relationship with the Supreme Lord and service to Him, it is called Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga or Krishna consciousness is the ultimate perfection of all yogas, as will be explained in the next verses. Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Continue, complete it. Yes.
Bhakti Yogi who serves Krishna in the best of all yogis. Yogi Nam Api Sarvesam. Of all yogis, the one who Mad Gate Gateantra Atmanaha. I always avoids in me, thinks of me within himself, and Shraddhavan Vajante Yo Mam. Worship and render service unto me with great faith. Same yuktamo mataha is most intimately united with me in yoga. This verse, a concise statement of bhakti, the process of direct surrender to Bhagwan Krishna, which will be defined and elaborated in the middle 6th chapter, 7 to 12 of the Bhagavad Gita, is the thread-like ornament on the neck of the devotees or bhaktas. The bhaktas is like a golden mountain, while the others are just high and low mountains. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yoginam api sarvesham madgater antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yogam samayuktamo mataha. One of the important words of this chapter. And Bhakti Yogi. Bhakti Yoga is the best yogi, because they always think about Krishna, worships, render service, and intimately united with me in Krishna. United means always think about Krishna, means they are with Krishna. Next 6 chapters. Now, see, you all know, right? First 6 chapters, middle 6 chapters, and last 6 chapters. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives an analogy. What is that? A jewel box is there. The lower bottom of the box is the first 6 chapters. The inside of the jewel is 7 to 12 chapters, and top cover is called 13 to 18 verses of the 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita. Jewel box. So jewel-like chapters. So Bhakti Yoga can describe in this 7 to 12 chapters, and this is the starting point. The 47th verse is the starting point to that Bhakti Yoga. Krishna is explaining from 7 to 12 chapters. See, out of all yogis, bhakti yogi. That's where see direct method. We don't need to go all other processes. Ashtanga, jnana, karma. It inclusive. Culmination of all yogas, right? That's now we read. Culmination of all yogas is bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga includes karma yoga, bhakti yoga includes jnana yoga, bhakti yoga includes ashtanga yoga also. Actually, what is the yoga's purpose? To control the mind. When we chant the holy names of the Lord, we are trying to control our mind, trying to focus on the holy names. That means it's a part of ashtanga yoga. So, yeah. Yes, Prabhuji Sunmatari, thank you so much for reading. Anybody likes to add anything? Let us wind up. 8:37. Yeah. Let us wind up. Yeah. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yes, Prabhuji.
Vanchakalpatarubyascha kripasindhu
सिंधुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
Antakoti Vaishnava ki jai.
Yeah.
All transcendental book reading ki jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Premanande.
हरि हरि.
Hari Bo.
Thank you so much. Prabhuji Sunmatari. Have a happy Krishna conscious. Have a
Day.
happy Krishna conscious.
Day, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol. Take care. Take care.